can. Of course, we do run into a little problem as the light changes here towards dusk, but we'll try to keep things focused in for you as best we can. Great to have you along. Thank you to all the people that have dropped us notes about the ball games the last week or two. We will not be bringing you all the ball games this year, but we are going to be bringing you quite a few of them as we can. For example, we know next week we will be bringing you the ball game at Seymour, but the week following that we will not be bringing you the game from West Superior because the area in the press box up there just is so small that it's going to be very difficult for us to try to bring you that ball game. But we will do all the home games and hopefully get you one or two away games. I would not be surprised if we end up taking you up to Marinette and doing the game up there. They have excellent facilities, and they're enclosed, so if the weather is a problem, we can deal with that a little bit better than what we can in some of the other fields. Getting ready for the opening kickoff here tonight, and Brad Miller will be putting the ball in play for the Seymour Thunder. Kicking off for Ashwabenon will be number 54, that's Anthony Benny, and he gets ready to, Miller, kicking off, and the Ashwabenon Jaguars will be receiving to our right. And number 26, Troy Fabre back there. And number 20, Ken Pride. In addition to that, we'll see a couple other guys. The short man, number 44, is Dave Van Geem. Miller gets the ready for play whistle, kicks this ball over to the other hash mark, and it goes off one of the Ashwabenon guys and onto the ground. Trying to return it is number 32, who brings it back to about the 25-yard line. That's Russ Diamond. So Ashwabenon, with a little mishandling of the opening kickoff there, but without major problems, puts the ball in play. We'll call it the 26 as it's just outside the line. And quarterback is number 18. That's Jeff Diamond. He's a 6'2 senior. And he has Spice in the backfield as the deep back. And Spice is going to get the first ball following his blockers, and he's going to pick up about 4 yards. Make it 5 as he crosses the 30 to about the 31-yard line, where it'll be second down and 5 for the Ashwabenon Jags. Tough defense is going to be needed tonight to stop this running offense that Ashwabenon has, and these guys on the line are not small fellows either. Spice, again, is the tailback. He is the man deep behind the quarterback, and this is a handoff into, or rather, Diamond keeps the ball and does not get much there. He might have picked up 1. We'll make it third down and a long 3. He faked the ball into the line with Spice just to see if the Thunder would honor that, and they played it pretty well. We'll get you the split-out flanker here in just a second. This is, again, same offensive backfield, third down, and we'll call it 3, as this is going to be a keeper, and the quarterback is going to have this one with change. Diamond takes it across the 30 or the 40-yard line and down to about the 42, where he will get the first down for the Jags.
Ball to 41, first down.
Okay, Spice behind Diamond again, and this is going to be a deep handoff to him. He's going to do well to get back to the line of scrimmage, as the Thunder played that pretty doggone well. Banker on the tackle there for the Thunder. Gain of 1, if we're generous. It'll bring up second down and 9. Ball resting at about the 43-yard line of the Ashwabenon Jaguars. Early in the ball game, no score, and the Thunder trying to dig in here defensively. Again, Diamond behind his center. A little jump in the line. Diamond back to pass. Intended for number 82, That's Neil Green, but it falls incomplete, and evidently the Thunder was able to jump back on sides there without making any contact because there was no flag thrown, so it'll bring up 3rd down and long, and expect Mr. Diamond to probably put this one in the air again. We're looking at 9:37 remaining in quarter number 1. First possession for the Jags. Seymour yet to touch the ball offensively. Diamond makes his call. Pitch back. There's a flag. We might have a motion penalty here against the Jaguars, but Spice carries up to about the 46-yard line, which would be good for first down, but it's coming back on a procedure penalty against Ashwabenon. They may have had 2 guys in motion there. A little hard for us to tell, but at any rate, this is going to come back and bring up 3rd and about 13. So the officials marking this back to the 37-yard line. 37 is the mark. And we'll replay that down. And now this may be passing situation. 13 yards needed to get the first down as quarterback Jeff Diamond brings them up to the line here. Spice again is the deep back. Thunder showing blitz. And they're coming. Banker has got him. The blitz pays off, and the Thunder takes the Jaguars back to the 29-yard line, where it's going to be a punting situation for Ashwabenon for the first time in a ball game here tonight. And Banker had help. There were a lot of people coming on that play. So now, good turn of events if you're Seymour, because you're going to get this ball in fairly decent field position. Number 7, Eric Waitrovich, waiting back there for it, along with Justin Kagebauer, number 32. And there might be an offside penalty. Boy, I thought Seymour was offsides. This is a good kick. It's going to come down to about the 20-yard line where Waitrovich takes it. Jukes one man, gets to the 25, up to the 30, and he's going to be brought down at around the 31-yard line. And boy, I can't believe that there wasn't an offside penalty, but they didn't call it, so Seymour will put the ball first down and 10 at their own 31-yard line. And we expect to see not a lot different here from the Thunder tonight. We expect to see the same offense, of course. That wing T is going to be coming out in style. Brad Miller brings them up. He's got Kagebauer in the backfield, Genke on the right wing. And this is going to be a handoff straight up into the line. It's got some room. This is Kagebauer, who's going to take it across the 40 and to about the 41-yard line. Now, from my vantage point, that's going to be about a first down. And the official agrees it'll be 1st and 10. So a nice carry there by Justin Kagebauer gets Seymour off to a rolling start. 10 yards and a first down on the first play from scrimmage. I think Ashwabenon looking for misdirection there, and Seymour just came right up the center at him. And they still don't look like they're real settled on defense. This is Genke, and I'm telling you, Van Schindel, and he's got some room. He's got about 10 more yards. George Van Schindel bringing it off the right side, followed his block well, and Ashwabenon having some problems getting themselves set on defense. They were worried about the right side of their defense, and Seymour picked on the left. So make it back-to-back first downs. Ball resting at about the Jaguar 47-yard line. 7:58 remaining in quarter number 1, and Seymour moving. Van Schindel in the left wing, Genke in the right, Justin Kagebauer behind Brad Miller. Genke in motion. This is going to Kagebauer. He's going to get about 3 or 4 tough yards into that Ashwabenon line, but still not a bad carry for first down. Give him 3, make it 2nd down and 7. Ball at the Jaguar 45-yard line. All right, Miller gets the play over here from Coach Collar and brings it into the huddle. They come on up, and let's see what we've got cooking on this play. Need a few yards here. Again, Genke in motion. This is going up the middle, and it's not going to get an awful lot. Well, Breaking a tackle is Kegebauer, and Justin is probably going to have a first down on an excellent second effort, folks. He broke a tackle immediately as he crossed that line. Looked like he was going to be stopped for maybe a yard or two. And then all of a sudden, he broke out of the pile, keeping his hand on the ground, not letting his knee touch. And he brings the ball down inside the 40 to the 36-yard line. Justin Kegebauer refusing to go down. All right, double wing set. Single back is Kegebauer. Again, Genki in motion, and this is going to go on the counter play to Van Schindel, but there's not going to be a lot there. George lucky if he gets a yard on that play, as Ashwabenon had that one smelled out pretty well. And even say less than that. No gain. Second down and 10. Looking at some tough yardage now as Ashwabenon's defense has their back to the wall. Miller looks this over for the Thunder. Haven't seen the ball going in the air yet. Might see it in a minute. Here's the handoff. It's going to the counterplay to Van Schindel, and again it's stopped for no gain. 55 on the tackle. That's Mike Van Handel who smelled that one out. Help from the cornerback, number 28, Mike Newman. And it'll bring up third down and 10. But you got to believe that you're almost in four-down territory right here. Almost looking like four-down territory. So Miller with perhaps the first pass play of the night. We'll see. All right, Miller calls the signals, looks over that defense. Schwaben up there tight. This is going to be a counter play to Genki that's got about 5 or 6 yards, but it's going to be short of the first down by about that many. Counter play that's played pretty well by Ashwabenon, and that brings the ball fourth down at about the 26-yard line. Check that, the 31. Ball at the 31, and now let's see what they come up with here. A little bit long for a field goal, and you certainly don't want to punt this thing. So nothing ventured, nothing gained. We'll see what Coach Collar has up his sleeve as a play that he might try to pull out here to pick up 5 yards, and it's a strong 5 yards. Genki in motion. Miller's giving it to Genki. Genki's got some room around that end. He's going to have the first down, and he might have more, folks. He's at the 10-yard line and knocked out of bounds. The motion went to the right. Genki went with a counter to the left and picked up a first down on 4th and 5. And I think you're going to see that a first and goal with the ball resting just inside the 10-yard line. So you need a strong 10 for 6 points here. 4:30 remaining in the quarter. Quarter number 1, no score. Seymour knocking at the door, and Ashwabenon trying to hold him off. Miller looks it over. Defense backs off a little bit for Ashwabenon. This is going to be a handoff into the line that's going nowhere. Maybe lost a yard. Handoff went to Van Schindel, but there wasn't much doing on that play. I'm sorry, Kegebauer took that one into the line, and not much cooking on that play. So we'll see what the Thunder can come up with here on second down and goal from the 10. Miller looks over the defense again, see what he's got in his bag of tricks. Might throw one here. You never know. He does. Drops back to throw. He's got a man. Banker had it and dropped it at the 5-yard line. Played pretty well by the defense. 32 there, Ross Diamond on Banker. Ball hit him in the numbers, and Brad probably wishes he could get that one back because that one was there. Would have been good for about 5 yards. But now it brings up third down and 10. And here, you definitely have a field goal opportunity if this one doesn't go. But I know Coach Collar and the Thunder would like to get 7 on the board quick. This is a counter play that's going across, and it's in. It's going to be really close. It's in. Touchdown on the counter play, and that one was number 32, Justin Kegebauer, putting it in the end zone with 3:27 remaining in quarter number 1. And you had to watch that one pretty close, folks, because if you didn't, you didn't even see Mr. Kegebauer going around the left side on that play. well disguised, well planned out, and it made a excellent play for 10 yards and the touchdown. Miller will be trying the extra point. Joe Wilson holds. Snap is down. Kick is up, and it's no good. Kick was low. I don't think it was touched. I just don't think Miller got a real good leg into it, and might even have scuffed it on the ground a little bit. So that's going to fall incomplete and no good. So with 3:27 remaining in the first quarter, Seymour takes an early 6-0 lead over the Ashwabenon Jaguars. But a nice drive that started with a punt that the Thunder took at the 20, returned back to around the 30-yard line by Waitrevich, and then the Thunder, with their running game, taking that ball all the way down the field and scoring early in this contest. The only negative thing there was the extra point. And boy, when you miss an extra point early, those have a habit of coming back to haunt you. And let's hope it doesn't. Let's hope it doesn't. So Brad Miller's got the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. Troy Fabre again back to receive along with number 20, Ken Pride. And Thunder needs a good kickoff and a real good defensive coverage here on special teams. Let's see if they can get that to happen. Ready for play, whistle goes. Miller getting the kickoff, and it's going to be taken at about the 25 to the 30 to around the 33-yard line. And a nice run back for the Ashwabenon Jaguars. Ken Pride taking that one back for a nice return and puts the Jaguars in decent field position at their own 34. Again, Spice will be the tailback. And he is behind the quarterback. This is going to be a pitch back that's got some room out here. Spice is going to get about 7 or 8 yards before he's taken down at around the 41-yard line. Van Schindel on the tackle, and also number 61, Pete Schmall. But that play got outside on a couple of real good blocks. The Ashwabenon Jaguars doing a nice job on the kick out, and springing Spice for 8 yards on first down brings up second down and about 3. Same I backfield. Handoff or keeper by the quarterback, and he's going to have a first down, and then a flag flies. And folks, I got to think that it's either a face mask or a hold from where it got thrown from. The Thunder were trying to bring down number 18, Jeff Diamond, and when they were trying to bring him down, it's when the flag flew, and we have a face mask. So the face mask penalty is going to add 15 yards onto the first down carry and move Ashwabenon into Seymour Thunder territory. It'll take it all the way down to the 39-yard line. And boy, that one hurt. That one hurt. 2:35 remaining in quarter number 1. Seymour 6, Ashwabenon nothing. And a quarterback keeper and a penalty for face masks has just moved Ashwabenon deep into Seymour territory. And again, Diamond under quarter. Is a quarterback under center, I should say. This is Spice in motion. Could be a screen pass out this way. He's looking. He's got a receiver. That's 81 open in the flat. And I don't have a number for that young man, but I guess it's Tom Hansen. Tom Hansen is listed as 83/81 on our program, so I would assume that's who it is. It's a little bit short of the first down marker as the ball is down at the 31. It'll bring up second down and 1. Spice in the area in the short flat, and then Hansen a little bit deeper, and they just kind of went between the defenders to get that ball in there. And I would believe you'll see Mr. Spice here on a second down carry, and you will. And it's a first down, but barely. Nice play on the defense. Number 82 getting off the bottom of that pile, Tom Kraus, and it's going to be a first down at the 29-yard line. So Ashwabenon now mounting a drive of their own as the first quarter starts to wind down. 1:23 remaining, and the Jaguars trying to put a score on the board to match the Thunder. All right, Diamond under center, looks us over, barks the signals out, hands out to the short back, who's going to have about 5 yards. That's number 32, Russ Diamond, and I would believe that's Jeff's brother. And Ken Reynolds making the tackle. Ball now at the 24. Second down, call it 5. So lots of calls that you can make on 2nd and 5. This gives you a little bit of leeway, and again, you can believe you're in 4-down territory in this point in time of the ball game. Split out to the left, number 30, Russ Diamond. Again, this is a little bit of a surprise play coming here because I think that one of the Jaguars didn't quite have the snap count down. So that is going to move them back to about the 29-yard line and bring up 2nd and 10. So you shoot yourself in the foot on that play because now, instead of 2nd and 5, you're looking at 2nd and 10. That changes things a whole bunch. Clock at 30 and running. And the Jaguars trying to recoup after that miscue. Diamond, the quarterback. He's going to keep it, and he should have been brought down. Oh, my goodness. First of all, Banker just missed him. I'm sorry, that wasn't Banker. I guess that's number 84 for the Thunder. I thought that was Banker. It is. And I was trying to figure out, he just missed the quarterback, and then Diamond overthrew his receiver, and the ball went out of bounds, stopping the clock with 17 seconds remaining in quarter number 1, and brings up 3rd down and 10. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a draw play or something fishy here. It's a pitch out this way, but I'll tell you what, Mr. Spice and company are not going to get very far on that play. Loss of at least 4, maybe 5. Nobody on the Thunder defense was fooled there whatsoever. And now the Jaguars are moving in the wrong direction. It's 4th and 14, and the Jaguars have an outstanding field goal kicker. The young man that does nothing but kick. That's his only real job. He's one of the better kickers in the Bay Conference, in fact, in the area. But the quarter has run out, so as it does, the officials move the ball to the opposite end of the field and get things ready for start of quarter number 2. And at quarter number 2, you're going to see a field goal. We'll take a break and be back with you in just one moment. All right, here's the extra point, or the field goal attempt, but it's going to fall short as number 79, Dan Torrentino, misses the field goal attempt, and the Thunder will take over on downs. So now we're looking at the Ashwabenon Jaguars that are going to be kicking off here to the Seymour will take over here on downs, and the ball is at the 20-yard line where Seymour will take over 1st and 10. Miller under center, and he's going to look this thing over and takes a snap, hands off into the line, and a nice run there for positive yardage up to about the 34-yard line goes Justin Kegebauer. And Justin with a nice run on that play gets the Thunder a first down all the way down to the 34-yard line. Here we're hoping to get you some good camera shots, folks, because I got to tell you, I'm all by myself. My camera lady became a little bit ill here tonight, so she had to take off. And so for the first time, you're going to get play-by-play and camera work by yours truly. So I don't make any promises the rest of the way on this sucker. All right, man in motion here is Genki, but the play goes into the line, and it's going to be rather short yardage as Seymour's going to pick up about 1 yard or so on that little counter play. Justin Kegebauer carrying on that play. Second and 9 coming here for the Thunder. And again, Miller up under center. He's going to make his play and his call. This is going to be a little counter play again. It's coming this time to Genki. And Genki's got some room down to this side. And he's brought it out of bounds in Jaguar territory at about the 49. All right. They mark the ball just outside the 50-yard line. But it's going to bring up first down and 10 as the Thunder brings this one up. Clock running. They've shut down the drive and thwarted the drive of the Jaguars and now are mounting one of their own. This is number 7 in the ball game. Good carry here for Waitrovic as he gets inside the 45 and down to about the 44. Eluded the first man and then got the ball down to about the 44-yard line, which will bring up second down, and we'll call it 4. Second down and 4. And this is the pro set now for the Thunder. And again, Waitrovic into the line, and he's going to be close to first down, but I think he's going to be caught about 1 yard short. Looks to me like it'll bring up third down and maybe a foot. The ball resting, as you can see, on about the 41-yard line, and he's got to get just shy of the 40-yard stripe in order to achieve that first down. 9:32 remaining in quarter number 2. Seymour 6, Ashwabenon nothing. And so far a good effort here by the Thunder, both offensively and defensively tonight. And in motion coming back, this is Kegebauer to the left. Josh Kegebauer this time for the first down. So Josh will get the first down and get it to the 37-yard line. Clock runs with a first and 10. All right. Coming up again, this is Justin Kegebauer as the lone setback. Van Schindel in the left wing. Genki in motion, and there's going to be a penalty here. I think one of the Thunder linemen either jumped or we had... Nope. They're going to call an encroachment on Ashwabenon. Offsides. Boy, I thought one of our guys moved, but great. That's a help there because now all of a sudden it's 1st and 5. And that's going to move the ball down to about the 33. So the official marks off the yardage. And Seymour, boy, you get 1st and 5. That's a little bit easier for making first downs. So up they come. Again, this is Justin Kegebauer in the backfield with Waitrovic in the other wing. And this is going straight up the middle. And this has got some room to the 10. To the 5, is he? Into the end zone. Let's see. I think they're going to call him down at the 3. What a nice run by Kegebauer on that play. First and goal at the 3. Clock running with 8:31 remaining in the ball game. And as I said, I hope you're seeing as much of this as you can, because calling the play-by-play and running a camera is a new trick for me, folks. This is a new thrill. All right. Full pro set behind Miller. He's going to take the ball, and flags fly. And I think this time we're going to see a procedure penalty against the Thunder. And the Thunder marching backwards, so I think you're going to see that exactly. It's going to cost him 5. Somebody moving early on the line, so the ball goes back. First and goal at the 8. So we need to get this one punched in the end zone, boy. A touchdown and maybe an extra point on the ground conversion for 2 would be huge right about here. Miller under center. Takes the ball. It's going on a counter. Van Schendel's going to be stopped for about a 2 or 3 yard loss. Not much doing on that play. And on first down now, the Thunder starting to do the same thing that Ashwabenon did, kind of self-destruct in the red zone here. So Miller comes up under center. The ball is placed at the 10-yard line. We'll just outside of it, actually. So we'll call it second down and goal from the 10. And again, Miller is going to hand this into the line, and it's not going far, folks. Maybe a gain of 1. Maybe. And from where they put it down, it's right where they snapped it from. It's going to bring up third and goal at the 10. Now, one thing you can look at here, and that is if this doesn't go, the ball is smack dab in the middle of the field, and a 3-point field goal in this ball game might not be all that bad either. So Seymour might be content just to run this thing straight up the middle, and if it doesn't go for 6, bring Mr. Miller in to kick 3. But the way the extra point looked, he's going to drop back to pass. He's got a man. Number 22, Georgie Van Schendel, catches the touchdown and forget the field goal. It's 12-0 with 6:23 remaining in the first half. Miller dropped back. Van Schendel sliding across and into the flat in the middle of the field and pulled that one in all by his lonesome. And now the Thunder looks like they're going to take a timeout to talk this over, as they need to here, and they're probably going to want to discuss this play with Coach Collar. So while they do, we'll take a quick pause and be back in just one moment. Okay, about ready for play here as the Thunder trying to pull off a 2-point conversion to take a 14-0 lead here against the Ashwabenon Jaguars. And so far, the Thunder looking pretty sharp in half number 1. Brad Miller brings them up to the line. He looks over that Ashwabenon defense. They're up pretty tight. He's going to take the ball, and he's going to run around the end, and I'll tell you what, he could almost get it in there himself. Dizzy, not quite. I thought maybe if he went for the flag, he might have gotten it, but one of the Jaguar defenders was out there and pulled him down, and that thwarts the 2-point conversion, so 12-0 is our score, with 6:23 remaining in the first half. So Seymour will be kicking off and trying to have its defense hold a potent Ashwabenon offense with 6:23 remaining in half number 1. And boy, it'll look better going in at 12-0 here. We don't want to give them anything quick. Head coach Ken Golomsky out talking to his Jaguars as the Thunder gets ready to put this ball into play. Brad Miller finding the marker over here, and we'll put it down at the wide hash mark at the 40-yard line. And the Thunder will be putting this ball in play real quick. Again, back deep to receive, number 20, Kenny Pride. And also number 26, Troy Fabre. So the officials getting the ball ready for play. There's the whistle. And the kickoff comes. It's going to be a squib kick that actually was a free ball, but they say that the Jaguars did come down with it. And that was an interesting play because that's going to put the ball at the 37-yard line. No return. 1st and 10. And Ashwabenon putting it in play in real good field position. All right. Diamond, the quarterback, looks this over. He's got Spice in the backfield. And again, this is going to be a handoff to the first back through who's got a little bit of room. That's number 32, Russ Diamond, his brother, who takes the ball forward for a gain of about 7 or 8. He's going to have it at the 46-yard line, 2nd down and 2. So there, a little misdirection play, and the Thunder defense watching Bob Spice and missing the other back taking the ball. Again, this is a pitch back and a halfback option play that's going nowhere. And credit that sack to number 11, Brad Banker, or to number 11 rather, Brad Miller, because when Banker was making the tackle, it was because Brad Miller was with his man, number 38, Brian Pluteman, who was the receiver, intended receiver on that halfback option play, and Miller was with him step for step down at the 25-yard line, and Spice had nowhere to throw the football. And by that time, Mr. Banker and company had arrived. So the loss is all the way back to the 37-yard line, make it 3rd down and about 11. All right, back to pass. The pressure's on. This could be, it's going to be a quarterback keeper that's now going to go and a fumble on the play. And I'll tell you, I think Seymour's got the ball. I believe Seymour had it when it was on the ground. But again, a lot of things happen. And they say Ashwabenon retained possession. They say Ashwabenon retained possession. And so it's going to be a 1st down with the ball resting at the 50-yard line. So the drive continues with the Ashwabenon Jaguars with new life there. And here again at the 50-yard line, this is going to be a handoff into the line, and it's not going to go very far. Spice the ball carrier, but he's going to gain about 1. A gain of possibly 1, and that's about all Mr. Spice is going to get. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9. Ball resting at the Seymour 49-yard line, but more importantly, the clock running with 4:04 remaining in half number 1. Ashwabenon up to the line to make the call. Jeff Diamond, the quarterback, looks this over against Spice in the backfield. Diamond's going to keep the ball, and he's going to have some positive yardage down inside the 40. A 1st down to about the 38-yard line. Sorry about that one on the camera, folks, and it's a little hard, like I said, to follow both, but he comes down to around the 38-yard line for another 1st down. So 1st down and 10 for Ashwabenon as they move with the clock, 3:36 and a half. Seymour 12, Ashwabenon nothing, and the Jaguars trying to put something on the board here to end half number 1. Diamond under center, looks this over. Again, Spice the deep back, and he's going to get the ball, and he's going to get stopped for a minimum gain there at about the 36 or 7-yard line. Kenny Reynolds on the tackle, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 7, and Ashwabenon is going to take a timeout to stop the clock with 3:10 remaining in half number 1, and we'll do the likewise and be back with you in just one moment. All right, welcome back. The ball is placed ready for play, again at about the 37-yard line. And Ashwabenon brings this up with 2nd down and long. More importantly, they're trying to get something in before the half. This is going to be a keeper again that Diamond is going to have, and he is elusive on that end. He's going to pick up about 6 or 7 yards inside the 35-yard line down to about the 32. Clock running with 2:54, ball marked at the 32. It's going to be 3rd down and about 4. So again, Diamond talking to Kenny Golumsky over there on the sidelines to make his call, and brings his team up to the line looking over this Thunder defense. Again, you see the deep back Spice as Diamond takes the play. This is going to be a pitch back to Spice, who's coming around this end, stumbles momentarily and then falls forward, and I think he's got the first down with about 2 yards of change. So with 2:19 and the clock momentarily stopped for the movement of the chains, ball at the 27-yard line, and the Jaguars trying to get something cooking here. All right, Spice and company coming up. Diamond underneath center, seeing if they can get a play with some positive yardage. This is again the pitch to Spice, and he's going to be pulled down by, I think, number 63. Looked like Anthony Reinish on that play. It was. And Spice is going to lose about 2. Back to around the 30 or the 28-yard line. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 12, but more importantly, 1:35, and the clock is running. Now, you got to wonder here, Ashwabenon has another timeout or 2 left, if you might not want to stop that thing and then throw a few into the end zone. Here's the play, Diamond underneath center. Wouldn't be surprised to see it up. He's dropping back to pass. He's got a screen play called, and he's got some yardage on that side. Spice has got it, and he's going to be brought down. But I'll tell you what, it wasn't played too bad by the Thunder because the gain is going to be minimal. It's going to be to the 24-yard line and bring up 3rd down and a long 7. But again, 50 seconds on the clock, and Ashwabenon acting like they've got all day here. The Thunder happily letting them take their time. All right, Diamond probably putting this one in the end zone. Let's see. Spice behind him in the pro set. He comes down, pitches it out, and this is going to be played really well here by the Thunder. And they're going to take a timeout. The ball resting. Call it the 23 and 4th down. Now it's going to be interesting because here, do you throw one in the end zone, or possibly do you let Tornado come in and try another field goal? And I've got to believe from where this ball is that 23-33, you're looking at a 40-some yard attempt. But I believe that the Ashwabenon Jaguars are going to take a shot at it. They're changing personnel and bringing Mr. Torrentino in. He's going to look at this thing. He's got his placement, but then again, fakes are also possible out of this formation. So let's see what happens here. Ball's going to be placed at about the 28-yard line. Snap is down. It's mishandled a little bit. And it's good. So Tornado puts the Jaguars on the board. And with 27 seconds remaining in half number 1, it's Seymour 12, Ashwabenon 3. And, of course, what that does is with a touchdown and a little bit of luck, another field goal, you can take the lead here. So Ashwabenon coming away with something out of that drive, which the way things were going looked a little bit iffy there for a while. They'll line this one up at the 40-yard line with 27 seconds remaining in half number 1. And Ashwabenon will kick this down to Josh Kegebauer and number 24, Nick Wynn. And I would imagine you're going to see Seymour happily taking this ball and getting as much return out of it and then taking a run to the locker room. All right, the ball is kicked up and it's put into play. Fumbled and then picked up again on a lucky play there by number 32, Justin Kagebauer. And that could have been real trouble. At the 25-yard line with 26 seconds remaining on the clock, you do not want to turn the ball over to the Jaguars, or they'll put another 3 right back up there on you, or maybe 6 or 7. So falling on the ball is Justin Kagebauer, and with the clock running now, 22 seconds remaining in the first half, Miller calls his play. Wouldn't be surprised to see something into the line. That's basically what you got. Kagebauer takes it up there. Clock continuing to run, and I would think that that's going to be the last play of the first half because Seymour doesn't seem to be in any hurry to get another one off. 9 seconds in running, and I don't think they're even going to get up to the line on this play. Miller's looking at it, and no, it won't. So the end of half number 1, and at the half, the Seymour Thunder lead the Ashwabenon Jaguars 12-3, and it's been an interesting half to say the least. We'll take a pause here and come back with half number 2 for you in just one moment. Welcome back to half number 2 from Ashwabenon tonight, ladies and gentlemen, where the Seymour Thunder football team is taking on the Ashwabenon Jaguars. Ashwabenon will be kicking off to Seymour to start the second half with a 12-3 lead. The defense bent but didn't break in half number 1, and the only score that could be mustered by the Jaguars was a field goal by number 79, Dan Tornado. The Thunder, on 2 touchdown plays and 2 failed extra points, have a 12-3 lead. So we're ready to bring you half number 2. I guess we've decided that the ends of the field aren't correct, and so Ashwabenon will be kicking from our left to our right. Seymour receiving will have back number 22, George Van Schindel, number 24, Nick Wynn, 21, Josh Kagebauer, and 32, Justin Kagebauer. And those guys, if you can see them, are way back there by the goalpost. So they're ready to go, and we are ready to bring you half number 2 here from Ashwabenon. And it's going to take a continued good effort on behalf of the defense to keep this ball game in the W column. But if things go as they have so far, Seymour a real good shot to give Ashwabenon an L here tonight. 2 undefeated Bay Conference teams taking their best shots at each other. And Tornado telling the official he is ready to go. Here's his kick. They've been pretty good. This is another long, deep kick that's going to be taken by, I think, number 22, Nick Wynn. And he brings the ball back to about the 23-yard line where Seymour is going to put it in play, first down and 10. Banker, number 11, takes a look at the defense. Double wing T. This is Van Schindel in motion, but the ball's going up the middle for short yardage. And that should be Kagebauer carrying that one for a gain of about 2 yards. Justin Kagebauer, the ball carrier, and Justin takes the ball down to around the 25-yard line of the Seymour Thunder and brings up second down and 8. Checks over that Ashwabenon defense. Linebackers up pretty tight. This is Van Schindel in motion. And George is going to get the ball around the right side, but he's going to get dropped for about a 2 or 3 yard loss as Ashwabenon has smelled out that counterplay pretty well. All the way back to the 20-yard line, brings up third down, and we'll call it 12. So now you put yourself into a kind of a throwing situation here. And again, you've got to make sure that you don't do anything foolish that's going to give Ashwabenon a chance to get back in this really quick in the second half. Van Schendel is in the left wing. Proset behind Miller. He takes the ball. This is going to be Van Schendel around the right side. And George is going to have some positive yards, but he is going to be about 3.5 to 4 yards short of the first down and bring up a punting situation for the Thunder here with 10:23 remaining in quarter number 3. So a good defensive series by Ashwabenon, and a couple of woulda, coulda, shouldas here by the Thunder offense, and it's going to bring up 4th down, and we'll call it 3, long 2 if that's what you want to look at, and Brad Miller back in deep punt formation for Seymour. Here's the snap coming back, and it's a good one. Miller gets a nice high punt off. It's going to be fair caught at about the 41-yard line by number 32, Russ Diamond. And Diamond puts the Jaguars in pretty good field position here at their own 42 with 9:45 on the clock. So now we'll see if the Thunder can stop Ashwabenon's threat. Diamond under center. Going to take it off and hand it to Mr. Spice, and Spice is going to have about 3 to 4 yards as he's forced backwards by Banker and company. But I think they're going to place the ball at around the 45-yard line, which will give him a gain of 4, bringing up 2nd down and 6. Pretty decent reaction on the defense's part, but when Spice comes out of that tailback spot, he's got a pretty good head of steam up following that blocking back, and by the time he hits the line, it's tough to bring him down for less than 1 or 2 or 3 yards. Looking at the same deal again. And again, this is going to be a quick pass, complete out in the right flat for some positive yardage over there. And that's taken by Tom Hansen, who gives the Ashwabenon Jaguars a 1st down and 10 at the Seymour 41-yard line. So a little flare pass over to the left, nets them some more yardage. And now they've got a fresh set of downs. This is the quarterback keeping Diamond, and he's being hog-tied there by number 22, Van Schendel. Took George a while to bring that big guy down. Diamond goes 6'2", 180, and George brings him down for about a 2.5 to 3 yard loss, and brings up 2nd down for Ashwabenon. And we'll see what they come up with here. Again, Spice deep set. He's going to get the handoff, and he's going to be pulled down by Banker on a really nice play. And the ball came loose, but it did come loose as Spice hit the ground. They'll give him a gain of about 2 feet. It's going to bring up 3rd down. We'll make it 11. With 8:04 remaining, Seymour 12, Ashwabenon 3. Ball resting on the 43-yard line of the Seymour Thunder. And a big 3rd down play coming up here. See what Coach Zahn and the defense come up with. And more importantly, let's see what the Ashwabenon offense has. Now we've got an equipment problem. Banker with a chin strap or something, and he got that taken care of. He is having problems with one of his snaps, I guess. So they take a official's timeout and now put the ball back in play. Okay, deep back is Spice. On 3rd and 11, this is going to be a pass. Diamond back, and he's looking. He's got a receiver, but he skips it off the ground in front and falls incomplete as number 87 there, Neil Green, could not come back to get that ball. And I would say you're looking at a punting situation on this one, because there's no way with 4th and 12 that you want to give Seymour the ball back at their own 43. So they're going to try to pin him deep and pooch kick this one maybe down into one of the corners. Now we're going to get a timeout called by Ashwabenon, and I believe because the 30-second clock was running down and they didn't have the correct personnel on the field for the play that they wanted to run for that punt, Took him a little while to decide that, and I don't know why, because it's a pretty obvious call at this point in time in the ball game. You know, you're down by 9 points, and you don't want to do anything that's going to give Seymour another chance to put 6 on the board quick. And with Kegebauer and Van Schindel and company, it can happen. So they'll take the timeout. Again, 4th and 11. And now they're ready to go, but Seymour, of course, gets the full timeout if they want it, and Coach Collar taking his time over here, making sure that his guys are ready for the fake or anything like that. But I guess it's a little early in the ball game maybe to start thinking about a lot of trickery here. I would be awed and surprised if we didn't see anything other than a punt coming here. There's the snap. It's going to be a pooch kick over to the corner. Well, let's see where it goes. And it's going to be down at about the 3-yard line. Nice effort there by the Ashwabenon Jaguars. Put Seymour deep in a hole, which is exactly what the Jaguars were hoping for, and makes it a long way to go here to pick up a first down or a touchdown. All right, the defense of the Jaguars trying to dig in here, and Seymour will try to get this thing out deep in their own territory as Miller takes the snap. And this is a fumble, and I think Ashwabenon's got the ball. I think Ashwabenon has the ball. It was a handoff, and it's a touchdown, Ashwabenon. A fumble, I think, by Van Schindel. Never got the handle on the thing. Bobbled it. It hit the ground. And when it did, Ashwabenon recovered the ball, and all of a sudden, it's 12-9. Mike Van Handel making the play for Ashwabenon, and Seymour, deep in their territory, coughed it up, and a real critical time. Okay, extra point attempt coming, and the ball is down. It's up, and that kick is good to make it 12-10 in favor of Seymour. But with 7:14 remaining in the half, things just got a whole lot tighter. So Ashwabenon with a little bit of life here to start out the half number 2. We're going to take a quick pause. Be back with the kickoff in just one moment. So a turnover has cost the Seymour Thunder on a bobbled handoff or pitch to George Van Schindel, who coughs it up in the end zone. And we've got a new ball game here as the Thunder now with a 12-10 lead, and Ashwabenon kicking off. And again, a deep kick. It's going to be gone into the end zone, and boy, just barely into the end zone as Nick Wynn watched that one go by. And boy, it's a good thing that he got some legs, because otherwise we would have been right back in the same situation we were before. So the 20-yard line will be the starting spot this time. A little bit better position for the Thunder. And Miller and company calling the play. Bring this one up to the line. Talk things over a little bit as they do that. And it's going to be a 1st and 10 play. Miller handing off into the line, and it's going to be a short gain for number 32, Kegebauer. In fact, no gain. Mark the ball at the 20. Van Schindel comes out. Number 7, Waitrovic into the ball game. As the Thunder calling this one back in the huddle. And needs to kind of get things back in sync offensively here. So calling signal here, Miller. And of course there's a counter play coming back, and you see Genke, he's going to have a little bit of room. He's going to get a gain of about 4 to the 24-yard line, where it's going to be 3rd down and call it 6. 3rd and 6, 5:39 remaining in the quarter. We're in quarter number 3, and Ashwabenon has drawn to within 2, 12-10. And the Thunder needing to get a long 6 yards out of this 3rd down play. And we haven't thrown it up much too far so far tonight. This is Miller dropping back. He's looking, he's rushed, he's got some running room around the side, and he's got a receiver. Number 32 is Justin Kegebauer, and Kegebauer takes the ball down to around the 42-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10, and a huge pickup there on a nice play by Justin Kegebauer on the pass from Brad Miller. We'll call it 1st and 10 at the 41, and it digs Seymour out of a hole and gets the offense kind of clicking again. Now you've got a little operating room. Waitrevich in the wing this way. In motion comes Wynn. Kegebauer. This is going to be a throw that is going to be incomplete, as Miller didn't have anybody in the area, and so just threw the ball to avoid the loss, which was imminent if he hadn't tossed that one up where he did. Van Schindel back in the lineup, along with number 87, Nick Simon, for the Thunder, as we're looking at 2nd down and 10 from the 41. Schwabenon's defense digs in as the Thunder offense, with Van Schindel back in the left wing, trying to make something happen here. Genke in motion, going up the middle. It's not going to have much. Maybe a yard, as Justin Kegebauer tries to go up the middle and doesn't get much. Generous spot would give him 2. 3rd down and 8, and we're right back into that 3rd and long situation that you try to avoid so much if you can. And, of course, with the ball resting at the 44-yard line, that's exactly where Ashwabenon would like to see Seymour stop so they can get this ball back again. And gosh almighty, we don't want to see this come down to a field goal, and it looks like it could. All right, Miller back to pass. Looks around. He's trying to carry the ball, and he's going to be dropped for no gain, as the defense in the secondary did their job, and there were no receivers open downfield. Miller had to try to take the ball himself, and brings up 4th down and 7. Ball just outside Seymour's 45-yard line. And in this point in time, they're going to have to turn the ball back over. 3:41 remaining in quarter number 3. Seymour 12, Ashwabenon 10, and it's been a dogfight so far. But Seymour let Ashwabenon have an early Christmas present with a touchdown in the end zone and a fumble. All right, here's the snap and the toss. The kick is down, and it's a good one. It's going to be taken and falling backwards at the 10-yard line on an excellent punt by Brad Miller. And, oh, my goodness. Bob Spice takes that ball and falls backwards at the 10-yard line. And if nothing else, what you've done there is you've given your defense a little incentive to try to keep that Ashwabenon offense right where it is. All right. Diamond and Company calling the offense. Spice the deep back, and he's going to get the ball, but I'm telling you, there's not much there. Nice job to stop him for virtually a yard, if that. Aaron Johnson credited with the tackle on that one. And we're looking at 2nd down and 9. Again, ball resting just outside the 10-yard line. This is a quick pass down here that's picked off by number 11, Brad Miller. He's going to bring that ball back down, and turnabout is fair play as the Thunder picks that off and takes it back on a Brad Miller interception. And the ball is resting inside the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line as quarterback and defensive back Brad Miller picks that one off, and I don't know who that throw was to because Miller had that one all the way. He did an excellent job of stepping in front and picking it off. Now you got to put something on a board here and make this thing hurt. And we've got a motion penalty right off the bat. I think you're going to see a illegal procedure against the Thunder, and you do. And oh my goodness, on first down, does that hurt? Now you're looking at 1st and 15 from the 25. You did not need that after the big turnover. Well, all right, so we have to dig in here and see what this offense can do. Play comes in via number 82, Tommy Kraus. And I'm not so sure that you might not see a fake into the line and a throw by the Thunder, but again, we don't need to throw one into their hands, so let's see what Collar and company can come up with here. Miller under center. This is Genke in motion. It's going to be the counter back to Van Schindel, and it's going to go for about 3 or 4, and that will be about it. 2:34 remaining in the third quarter. Seymour 12, Ashwabenon 10. And the ball now back to the 20-yard line, and it's going to be 2nd down and 11. So not a bad pickup on first down play, but again, that penalty moved you back, and you're still kind of in a hole here. And it looks like we've got an equipment problem or an injury. Number 64 here for the Thunder, Ryan Schomburg, limping off, and the officials have taken a timeout to get him off the field. We'll keep our eyes on Mr. Schomburg and see what's going on, but it looks to me like maybe an ankle or something as he hobbles over here. They're taking a look at his right knee, so we'll see what transpires. Meanwhile, the Thunder trying to keep things cooking here as Miller comes up. Van Schindel in motion, and a counterplay is going to be snuffed out by number 28. A beautiful play and a read there by Mike Newman stops that, and Josh Kegebauer loses another 2 yards. So the misdirection isn't doing an awful lot right now, and it's 3rd and 12. Now again, a field goal would look big here, but you still would like to get 6 on the board. And if you've got one in your back pocket, this would be the time to pull it out. We'll see what the Thunder come up with here. Even if you could get close, making it a 4th and short would be a lot better. Miller back, fakes into the line, lays one up into the end zone, and there was some contact down there, but no flags thrown, as it was probably not a catchable ball. It went out of the end zone on that sideline, and Josh Kegebauer couldn't pull that one down. So now we're looking at 4th and long, and I think Seymour is going to want to take a timeout and talk this thing over, and they do. So as they do, we will likewise and be back with you in just one moment. Well, back for third quarter action. Here's the situation. 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining in quarter number 3. Seymour 4th and 13 from their 22-yard line, and leading 12-10. So interesting to see what the Thunder's going to call, because it's not a field goal attempt. And the way the extra points have been going, that's probably pretty obvious. So the Thunder here, now or never, drop back. This is a pass by Miller. He's got time. He's got a receiver. And I think it's picked off in the end zone. And they call it no catch. They call it no catch. And so the ball goes back over to the Ashwabenon Jaguars, who will take over at the 22-yard line. And Brad Miller's interception will go for naught. So with 1:14 remaining in the quarter, Ashwabenon with the ball at the 22. And you are going to see the Jaguars coming out here as we start this whole thing all over again. Handoff and a pitch back, and this is a reverse play back to number 30. It's got some room. Down to the 40, the 45, the 50, and inside on a little counter reverse play, a toss back to number 30, Tommy Nelson, and big play all over that one. Miller with the touchdown saving tackle, and the ball is all the way down to the Seymour 49-yard line. So on a little misdirection play, fake to Spice and then a toss back to Newman, or Nelson I should say, the Ashwabenon Jaguars pick up a quick 30 yards. Again, pitch coming over here to Spice. He's got some more running room. He's at the 45 and down around the 41. Van Schindel makes the tackle, and the ball is going to be marked at the 42-yard line of the Thunder, which is going to bring up second down and about 3. And you can feel old Mo starting to swing here. The Jaguars running this offense with the utmost of confidence, moving the ball down the field, and the Thunder desperately trying to dig in on defense to keep them out. But again, when you've got a field goal kicker the quality of Tornado, you've got a real weapon. Spice takes us into the line. He's going to be stopped, I'll say short of the first down, but the ball is on the ground. And let's see what they call, because one official threw the beanbag, indicating that there had been a fumble, and the Thunder have the ball. The official on the right side throwing the beanbag immediately. The ball came loose, and Thunder taking over here at their own 40-yard line with 1 second remaining in quarter number 3, and a huge turn of events there. A huge turn of events there, because now if, and it's a big if, but if you can take this ball, use a little clock, and take it down the field and put something in the end zone to start this fourth quarter, mercy, what a difference that would make, because things weren't looking good right there. All right, Van Schindel on a counter. He's got a little bit of room, but I mean a very little. He's going to get about 1 or 2 yards, and that's going to end quarter number 3 with the score Seymour 12, Ashwabenon 10. And turnovers in the third quarter going a couple of different ways, and the Thunder now, with one of their own, is going to try to put 6 on the board as we start out quarter number 4. We'll take a quick pause and be back with you in just one moment. Welcome back to quarter number 4 as the proverbial dogfight continues. Seymour 12, Ashwabenon 10, 2 undefeated Bay Conference teams, and they are really duking it out right now here at Ashwabenon. Miller under center. He's got Waitrovic, who's looking back to throw. Waitrovic brings the ball down and brings it to about, let's see, the 50-yard line, as he could not find a receiver downfield, but he does get enough for a Seymour first down. The ball is going to be at the Ashwabenon 49. And in that particular case, there you've got a former quarterback in Waitrovic, who is a quarterback and a running back, and he can throw the ball. As the defense dropped back, he saw a little daylight, decided that running was the better of the 2 options, and got a first down for the Thunder. Into Jaguar territory, going up the middle is Kegebauer, and he looks like he's just not really hitting that hole real quick there. As you can see on your screen, not quite hitting it as fast as he usually does. Gain is going to be minimal, about 1 yard, and it'll bring up second down and around 9. But more importantly, the clock running. And of course, you want to take some time off, but you also want to put something on the board, because you can just feel that if Ashwabenon gets close, their field goal kicker might make the difference in this ball game. Miller takes a look. This is going to be a quick pass or quick handoff into the line that Kegebauer is going to take for about 3 or 4 yards. They'll mark the ball at around the 44, make it the 43-yard line of the Jaguars, and it'll bring up third down and a short 4. 10:42 and running on the clock. But more importantly, the drive here that needs to continue so Seymour can get a little bit of breathing room. And right now it's breath holding time. Kegebauer is the deep back. Wing T, and around this side comes Van Schindel. And Van Schindel, depending upon where they mark the ball, should have the first down. Where that official's standing, he does. It's first down and 10 on that run by Van Schindel. And Nick Simon back in the ball game here for the Thunder as Brad Miller gets the play run in from Coach Collar. Ball resting at the 38-yard line, inside the 38. And the Thunder with a fresh set of downs. And now the pro set with Kegebauer and Genke in the backfield. And this is going straight up the middle for a gain of maybe 1 or 2. And I think Kegebauer taking that one. Nope, Van Schindel. Yep, I was right the first time. That 2 looked like a 3, it was. Kegebauer gains 2 on first down up the middle. Ball resting inside the 36-yard line, almost the 35, and it'll bring up second down and a long 7. Thunder needing to break something here. You just have a feeling that this chess game can't keep going. And you want to be the one to break it. All right, coming around this way, we've got a little running room for number 7, Eric Waitrovic. And Waitrovic, slipping a couple of tackles, is going to have about 4 or 5 yards before he's brought down by number 55 there, Mike Van Handel and Mike Plum. Third down and call it 2. It's a generous 1 if that. And the ball is resting at the 29-yard line. They've got it marked as 3rd and 1. And you can almost believe you could go up the middle for that, but we'll see what they might want to do. This might not be all that bad a play to take a shot and then come back on 4th and 1. Nope, they're just going to take it up the middle, and Miller has got it easy. Miller had the first down before he was pushed back. The far official with his foot marking the line, and it should be a first down for the Thunder, and it is. So no messing around here. They go right after the first down. 27-yard line is the mark. 8:57 remaining in the ball game. Seymour 12, Ashwabenon 10. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, you just have a feeling that if you can put this one in, things are going to be a lot brighter. Miller comes up with the pro set behind him now. No wing T, double wing T. It's a single wing to the left. This is going to be a counter play that's going nowhere. This may lose 2 or 3. Ashwabenon really keying on the counter play right now. And Waitrovic loses about a yard. It's 2nd and 11, ball resting at the 29-yard line. And the misdirection plays right now, the Jaguars are really coming at them. Staying home and coming at him. And the linebackers on the defense staying up pretty close too. Here again, play is Waitrovic in motion. This is going up the middle. This has got a little bit of room. Van Schindel, Kegebauer, taking the ball down inside the 20, and I think he may have a first down. He does. Justin Kegebauer taking that ball off the right side, and a nice faking play to get that yardage. They call it at the 16, 1st and 10. Again, 7:39, a long time being run off this clock by the Thunder, but you've got to come out of here with points. Single setback is Kegebauer, and he takes it into line for a gain of maybe 1. Maybe 1. And again, what you're looking at here is hoping that not only can you get a first down, but that you keep the clock going. Even if you put this thing in the end zone, the longer it takes you to do that, the less time that the Jaguars are going to have to come back. All right, Miller looking to pass. He's got a man. Brad Banker is in the end zone. Banker has got the touchdown. Brad Banker on a pass by Brad Miller that was right on the moolah. And all of a sudden, the Thunder have struck. 6:51 remaining in the ball game, 18-10. And Seymour needs only the extra point here. So you want to make darn sure you come out of here with at least 1. Now let's see what they're going to do. They're going to kick it. All right, Miller back. Wilson the holder. The toss is down. The kick is up. Folks, that one's good. Holy cow, what an extra point that was. That one was huge because now you've just gone up by 2 scores with 6:51 remaining in the contest. So you got to feel a little bit better about that. You're in the catbird seat. But holy smoke. An excellent drive by the Thunder that was impressive as they ate some clock, took their time, methodically moved it down the field, and as Ashwabenon brought their linebackers up to try stopping that run, Brad Miller stepped back and threw a little flare pass over the middle to number 84, Brad Banker, who took it and then turned upfield and just would not be denied the end zone and drove it right down. Now, I think we're going to see Ravitas kick off for the Thunder here, the freshman. And as he tees this up, we're looking at, I said, 6:51. And Ashwabenon going to get the ball back. All right, Ravitas says he's ready. Here's the kick. Not bad. It's going to be taken by Ashwabenon at about 25 and brought back to about the 40-yard line. So good field position as Van Giem for the Jaguars takes that ball and brings it back to the 43. First and 10 for Ashwabenon from their own 42, we'll call it. And Spice and company now need to put one on the board quick. And they pitch back, and he's going to have a little running room around the right side as he goes out of bounds just past the midfield stripe at around the Seymour 49. And they say he was not out of bounds, therefore the clock is going to continue to run, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 1. And I think Ashwabenon thought they got out of bounds there, but the official said no. So, you know, the short stuff you can give them, but you want to bend here and make them take some time, even if they do take this down for 6, make them run some clock on this thing. All right, Diamond, the quarterback, is going to hand it off to the first back through, and he's going to have some yardage down to about the 40, and that will be a 1st down. Clock stops on the movement of the chains. 1st down and 10. 6 minutes, 4 seconds, and running on the clock. We'll call it the 39. It's just inside the 40 stripe. 1st and 10. Quarterback Jeff Diamond calls his play. And don't be surprised to see one go in the air pretty quick here. Or maybe something tricky to Mr. Spice again. Diamond makes the call. Eye backfield behind him. He takes the ball himself, and he makes a little cutback, and boy, makes something out of nothing because he didn't have much. He did not have much initially. It was pretty well stopped. In fact, the pitch play was snuffed out by the Thunder, who played it pretty well, and that brings up 2nd down and short again. We'll call it 2nd and 2 with the ball at the 32-yard line. 5:16 and running on the clock. Seymour defense trying to dig in. And, of course, the offense of Ashwabenon trying to put something up quick here, knowing that Seymour would get the ball back and a set of downs at least. There's no way they can take the lead here, but they can make it awful interesting. All right. This is a pitch back again, and this is a beautiful play where we've got a man down here also, but a nice play by Banker to stop number 33, Bob Spice, for a loss of 3 or 4, and now all of a sudden you're looking at a little different situation. First of all, the clock continues to run. It's 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Secondly, 3rd down and 7 looks a whole lot different than 3rd down and 1 or 2. So now you've got a little bit of life in that defense again. Diamond calls the play. He's going to take it straight into the line. He's going to get a couple, but not to the 1st down carry. I think he's going to need about 2 or 3. And I believe the Ashwabenon Jaguars are going to take a timeout. Now, another thing about that is the Ashwabenon's second timeout of the half, which means they've got only one left with 4:05 remaining. But I've got to believe that at this point in time in the ball game, they've got to be awful sure about what they're going to do here, because if they can't pick up 4 downs, it's Katie bar the door. This ball game is over, and Seymour takes over on downs, and you need 2 scores. So they have got to come up with a first down here to keep this drive alive. You got to believe if you're the defense, if you can stop this here, things are pretty much over. And the Jaguars trying to fire the guys up from the sidelines as the Thunder talks this over back in the huddle along with Coach Collar. Ready for play whistle is made by the officials, clearing the coaches out of those huddles. And here it is, 4 minutes, 5 seconds remaining. Seymour 19, Ashwabenon 10. It's 4th and 4 for Ashwabenon. So it's now or never. The Thunder defense coming up awful tight. Oh boy. This is a handoff into the line to Spice. I don't think he's got it. I think Spice, if he does, he's got it by the nose of the football, folks. It is really, really close. It is so close, they're going to have to measure. We'll try to get you a look. And you're going to be able to tell by the reaction of the Seymour players. Banker there to help the official make the call. They didn't get it. It's short by inches, and Seymour. The defense holds with 4 minutes to go in the ball game. I was going to speculate that it was short, but boy, from our vantage point, ladies and gentlemen, it was awful hard to tell. And Mr. Banker there gave you that call all by himself. Now you want to run the clock. 19-10, 4 minutes, and you've got a 1st and 10. And all you want to do is hang on to the football. You want to hang on to the football and run some time. And this one's going to the line. It won't be much for yardage. Maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. And I think that was Mr. Kegebauer on that play. They give him a gain of 1. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 8. Ball resting on the 33-yard line. Clock running with 3:36. 3:36 away from being 3-0 and pulling off a whale of an upset, you got to believe, because I think the defending state champions, anytime you beat them, that's good news. This has got some carrying around. The right side is number 21. Josh Kegebauer has a 1st down for the Thunder on a nice run on a round end. Josh Kegebauer gets a 1st down, and he does go out of bounds. I thought, nope, he did not. And it's 1st and 10. The clock running with 3:14. You got another 4 downs to kill. Oh boy, what a ball game. And Seymour has just hung in here all night long. You know that the guy that felt bad was George Van Schindel, but boy, they've come back to really help George's fumble not be a factor here. This is Waitrevich. He's going to take the ball, and he's got some running room. Waitrevich may go. He's down to the 30-yard line. Eric Waitrevich, again with a nice cutback play, and Eric has played that well all season long. Well, again, it's 1st and 10, but that's the moot point. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. 2:49 and running. And Waitrevich comes out to a nice hand. That was a huge run for the Thunder, because now you don't have to worry about punting the ball and possibly taking a chance at dropping a snap or getting a punt blocked. You're down where you can run some clock and do some damage. All right, into the line goes Kegebauer. He's got some room. Kegebauer to the 10 and brought down, well, I'm sorry, just short of the 10. And now the Thunder looking like they won't be denied. He's at the inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line. And it's going to bring up 1st and 10 with 2:24. And now you can just keep pumping away. Just keep hitting it and hoping that you either run the clock out or put in 6. And boy, if you put in 6, that really helps things out. It would take 2 scores for Ashwabenon to win a ball game, so right now you've really got them back on their heels. All right, here's the play. Miller hands off into the line. This is Kegebauer going straight ahead, and he's going to get a pickup of probably 5 or 6 yards. Let's see where they mark it. Looks like the 6-yard line. If it is, it's going to bring up 2nd down and a long 3. But more importantly, 1:43 on the clock, and it's running. Ashwabenon trying to dig in, and the Thunder trying to put the last nail in the coffin as Brad Miller takes a look. He's got Waitrevich in motion. Waitrevich is going to take it, and he's going to be hit at about the 5-yard line and hit hard. And I'm trying to see somebody getting up slow there for the Thunder, number 62, Andy Minster. And a couple of the Seymour linemen have taken a little bit of a beating tonight. We saw Ryan Schomburg go down earlier. He's still on a bench with ice, it looks like, on his ankle, and has not returned. Van Schindel comes back into the lineup replacing Waitrevich. Under a minute to go, 57 seconds. And the ball at the 5-yard line, inside the 5-yard line. So let's see what the Thunder defense or offense can do. Miller with a single back behind him. And he's got in motion Josh Kegebauer. They handed this into the line, and it goes down for about a yard gain. Now what that's going to do is stop the clock because it is a 1st down with 34 seconds, meaning Seymour is probably going to have to run one more play. So now the clock is supposed to be running. The officials are motioning for the clock to run. And now they do. And the Thunder brings it back up to the line and is going to end up having to run another play anyway. And let's see if they try to take this into the line or if Miller just takes a knee. Nope, they're going to hand it in there. And I don't think it's going to go for the touchdown. Kegebauer with the carry. It's going to be short of the goal line, but the point is moot. Ladies and gentlemen, the Seymour Thunder have pulled off one of their biggest wins this year. It's 19-10, and the Jaguars have gone down to the Seymour Thunder. What a ball game. So in the battle of the 2 unbeatens tonight, Seymour holds off the Jaguars, and it was tough sledding for a while. A great ball game by the defense, because one of the touchdowns that they gave up was one that the offense kind of handed to the Ashwabenon Jaguars. But those things are going to happen. Ashwabenon put Seymour in a hole and on the play. Of course, Van Schindel had a little trouble handling the ball, and it turned out being a touchdown. And other than that, the 3-point field goal was the only offense that the Ashwabenon Jaguars could really muster in this ball game. Meanwhile, Seymour did a nice job in the second half, especially mixing up their plays. A touchdown pass to number 84, Brad Miller, sealing that last touchdown drive to put the Thunder ahead 19-10 and really put the pressure on Ashwabenon. But give Ashwabenon credit. Their kids played a good ball game. They fought hard, and this was one of those classic battles that Coach Ken Golumsky and Coach Bill Collar have had for so many years, either at Ashwabenon or at Seymour, and this one ended up in the Seymour win column. So next week, we travel back to Seymour, and that will be another home game for the Thunder. We will have that ball game for you next week, and as I said, we will probably, I'm guaranteeing you, we will not be bringing you the following week's game between Seymour and West Appear because of the facilities at West Appear just aren't conducive to doing the ball game over there. Our thanks to the Ashwabenon people for putting us in the booth over here, doing a real nice job, giving us excellent facilities. We're glad you were able to join us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Reminder that the next week's ball game will be live on our audio channel as well as on tape delay immediately following the ball game. We would figure airtime somewhere in the neighborhood of around 9:30 or so. So from Ashwabenon and the field of the Ashwabenon Jaguars. The final score tonight finds the Seymour Thunder coming out on top and stretching their season record to 3-0 by a 19-10 win over the Jaguars, who are the defending state champs in Division II. Thanks again for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you can catch the game again next week.